Hey guys, welcome to episode 6 of Murder Entertainment Inc. Today we'll be discussing the book Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates and how it relates to racism in America.
This election has created many divisions in our country. Any social media platform, I see people pointing fingers at other groups for the problems in America. You liberals are the reason America has gone downhill. You racist conservatives are the reason why we have a bigot as our president. This kind of hatred is what I see every day in my Twitter feed.
Race division is among the races. The election is seen by many as an election of white versus every other race. I remember opening Twitter the day of the election and typing white people in the search and see hundreds of tweets hating on the white voters who elected Trump to be our president.
Just yesterday, my Muslim friend from Pakistan showed me an email sent by Georgia Tech saying that they are safe at GT and explaining that the president cannot just deport people according to his will.
Racism has been a problem since the beginning of history. America has seen racism from the time the colonists landed in the U.S. It was justified as the whites claimed themselves to be the superior race, and thus only they have real rights. And even though vast improvements have been made in America in the past few decades, it is clear that it is very much still an issue, which is apparent from this election cycle.
In his book, Between the World and Me, Coates describes his perspective on American racism, its causes, and what it will take to end it. He combines his personal experience as a black man with his studies of the history of racism while he was at Howard to formulate his belief on how to live in a racist America.
Several of the ideas Coates talks about can be directly applied to this election and the current events in the United States. For example, Coates talks about how America likes to see itself as champion and only think about the good qualities of the USA and ignore all the negative qualities like racism. This election cycle supported this statement, since the candidate whose campaign slogan preached a return to America's greatness, back when we could still ignore racism, won.
Like Joe and Sarah mentioned, racism in today's society leads to hatred and fear among the people of different races. The crime rate due to race differences have gone up since the conclusion of this election. The emergence of swastikas and hatred towards black have increased dramatically as well.
Now you may ask, what is the solution to this racism? Isn't it obvious that racism is wrong? Why does racism still exist to this day, even though it has been proven to be wrong for years?
Rather than propose some kind of solution for racism at the end of the novel, Coates instead just reminds readers of the unfair life of black people in America and offers little hope for change. Coates' view on the future of racism is the same as many Americans who have seen how deeply enriched racism is in America, but hope for change still exists.
The majority always wants to be superior than the minority. It's just human nature to do so. I believe only time can solve this problem. Schools put a huge focus on their time trying to break down the racial barrier. The racism present today is due to people who still have the thinking of the 70s and 80s of racism. Along with this, minorities are getting more opportunities to grow. They have access to college, even if they are from a poor background. There are laws allowing them equal employment opportunities. This is the time when America has been the most diverse, and thus we believe the solution is let the time pass.
Thanks for joining us for the 6th episode of Murder Entertainment Inc.